What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. My name is Elite, and today we've got a very special video where we're going to be going over the best possible team in FIFA 20 for less than 400,000 coins. This is one of my favorite teams so far in the series. Let's hop right into it. First thing you might notice is the 3-4-3 formation. Now, if you're not a big fan of a 3-back formation, don't worry, because we're going to switch it in game to a 4-back formation, maybe a 4-2-2-2, a little couple of variations that you can go with depending on your play style. But the thing is that, yeah, you kind of need the formations that are meta to even compete in FIFA this year, unfortunately. But there are some players in this team that aren't necessarily meta, but they are very good for their price. And I took some players from a lot of different leagues and meshed them up together in a little bit of a hybrid here. So let's hop right into it, starting with our goalkeeper. So we're going to start it off with actually Bundesliga. We're going to go with Manuel Neuer in goalkeeper. Obviously, you can use either his blue card or his regular gold card. Either one works. And then we're just going to go ahead and get him that strong link between himself and Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez opens up a lot more opportunity for the rest of the squad while also being one of the best center backs in the game. He was in everybody's starter team, and he was not cheap at the beginning of the game, but at this point in the game, he's only 5,000 coins. So it's definitely worth picking him up now, but he is still pretty solid, with all of the important stats being pace, defense, and physicality above 80. And when you add a sentinel, it makes the defense and the physicality even better. So a very good center back there, but because he's French, we can kind of branch off to other leagues, and that's what we're going to do right here at the other center back position. We're actually going to go with Langlet here from Barcelona. Now, he's only going to get a weak link with Hernandez, but we're going to get the full chemistry later in the team. Let's go ahead and get another team in the squad, and we're actually going to go with the FUT Future Star Carrere. This card is absolutely insane for the price. You can get him for 52,000 coins. He's got 5-star weak foot, which is great. So if you wanted to play him on the left side, if you wanted to play him on the right side, he's going to get the job done either way. But he's got 82 pace, 86 defense, and 84 physicality, like a Lucas Hernandez on steroids. The card is very, very good for the center back position, or if you wanted to play him at fullback, especially if you have an anchor or a shadow or a catalyst card on Carrere, he's going to play fullback just fine. And that's actually what we're going to be using him for later in this squad. He's also got pretty good work rates for his position, as well as 6'1", which isn't the most tall for a center back, but it is average, I'd say. So we're going to go ahead and slap him there at the right center back, already with 3 leagues in the team. So we got to find a way to get this to full chemistry on every single player, because, I mean, if we don't get full chemistry on every single player, it's almost like cheating. So at left midfielder, what we're going to do is we're going to spice things up, because what we want to do is get a 4-back formation. We've already got Carrere, who can play anywhere on the defense, but Guerrero was actually left back a couple years ago in FIFA. He has played left back for Dortmund. He is somewhat of a left wing. He's somewhat of a left wing back, kind of depending on when you need him to play that position. But if you slap an anchor on him to boost the defense a little bit, he's already got 68, which, don't get me wrong, isn't the greatest if you want to play him at left back. But when you consider the fact that he has 99 stamina, pretty decent physicality stat overall, great dribbling, amazing pace, and good passing, this is really just the perfect left back with a little bit low on the defensive end. But given the fact that AI is going to help you defend on the outside backs anyways, sometimes you can get away with 73, 74 defense, which is what we're going to try to do with the Guerrero in this team. To link it up with Guerrero, it's a little bit of a low-key card. I don't know why more people don't use him, but it's actually William Carvalho. I think he's brilliant. I think he's an absolute gem in this game, and I've used him before. I actually tried using his gold card, but it is a little bit slow. The difference on this card is the pace. I mean, you get the Scream card, he's only gonna be 26,000 coins for you, and he's got great stats other than in the dribbling. He's got very low agility and very low balance. So you don't want to be dribbling around with William Carvalho, but defensively he's great, and he seems to get the passes off just fine as well. I think he's one of the best CDMs in La Liga for sure. I would say he's probably better defensively than Modric's foot-miss card, which I actually have on the bench here, and I put a lot of games into Modric as well. I really do like this Modric card, but defensively, I gotta go ahead and say William Carvalho, he gets the job done. I mean, look at the physicality stat as well, 94 strength. If you're in any sort of reaching distance of William Carvalho, he's probably going to get the ball off you with that kind of strength, unless you've got somebody like Pogba in the midfield, where it would be more of an even battle. So, on the right center midfield, we still need some chemistry to Langley. You can see how he has a red link to Neuer, a red link to Carrere, and he's only got a weak link to both Lucas Hernandez and William Carvalho. So, we got to get a hyperlink here, and that's exactly what we did. Slap a Griezmann right there at center mid. We're going to be playing him on the attack in game, but to get the chemistry, we've got him right there, gets the hyperlink with Langley, and they're both on full chemistry. Now, Griezmann will get another link later, which isn't necessarily needed for his chemistry, but he is needed for Langley's chemistry. Now, at right mid, we need a strong link to Carrere, and we're going to go ahead and slap a Di Maria at right mid. Now, you could probably fit an informed Di Maria within the 400k budget, because in the end, this actually came out to about 300, let me go ahead and look at the exact number, 358,800 coins is exactly what this entire team cost me. So you've got about 41,000 coins to work with, but it is subject to how much you get each card for as well. And when we get to the right wing card, you'll understand how that can change for each player. Nonetheless, let's go over to the left wing first, and then we'll work our way over to the right wing, which is more so the star and the focus of this team. So at left wing, we're going with a more cheap but decent player here. Nothing special, but Goncalo Guedes has always been a good player for both starter teams and linking up with Portugal's players. A lot of good Portugal players this year, like João Felix, like Cristiano Ronaldo, as in every FIFA, and a lot of other Portuguese players as well, like Bernardo Silva, etc., etc. And Goncalo Guedes is one of those options that you can go with to link it all up, and that's exactly what we did in this scenario, where we needed a weak link to Guerrero to get him to full chemistry, but we also needed it to be in La Liga, so he just fit really well there. Not to say he's a bad card either. He's got great pace, his shooting is average, his dribbling is a little above average, his physicality lacks in some areas, but overall for an 83 rated, it's a very good 83 rated card, but might struggle at this point in the game. We'll see how he fares against some of the other players. At striker, what we're going to do is add a defensive player like the new Herrera card. So you got Hector Herrera, the Mexican CDM here, but we're going to throw him at striker. He's got 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills, high work rate, but the high work rate is just fine given the fact that he has 98 stamina. This guy is going to last you the full game and more. He is going to be a tank just everywhere on the pitch. On top of that, he's got 88 defending, and when you slap an anchor on him, his defending is going to go even higher, his physicality is going to go even higher, and his pace around, I guess, 80 is what it'll settle at. So 80 pace, 79 shooting, 79 passing, 80 dribbling. He'll have something along the lines of like 93 defense, and then also about 90 physicality after you throw an anchor on him. Really good card. So at right wing, the only player in the game that would link this all up is unfortunately Lionel Messi. Now, when you're building the best possible 400,000 coin team, Lionel Messi is going to take that budget and double it. So unfortunately, we can't use him. But as of yesterday, EA added a brand new cheap Messi to the game, and we're going to go ahead and grab him right now. It is from the Players tab here, the League SBC for La Liga, and that is what we're going to do. It was actually the first one there. We're going to go ahead and complete it. I've spent the last couple hours completing the rest of it. It costs about 250k. That's if you're doing it from scratch, all right? And so that's what I'm using as the starting point, 250k. In return, I got 130,000 coins. So it cost me 120,000 coins to get him from scratch, and that's excluding the premium gold pack that from Mallorca that I haven't opened yet. I haven't added that on to the final tally. And if you guys are wondering what I did up here, I've had this guy since the beginning of the freaking game, and he's untradeable, so I figured this is the perfect time to use him. Mallorca is super expensive. That is the worst one out of the entirety of La Liga SBC. Mallorca, getting those center backs, oh my god, so expensive. But the rest of it's actually pretty reasonable. I mean, overall, 250,000 coins. That's not too bad. And here are the player picks. Normally, it's just 2, but now they've added Correa, and he is miles above in terms of so many stats. I mean, he is ridiculously good. He's got great dribbling with 94 agility, 94 dribbling, 94 ball control. His shooting is 85, but if you look at the actual individual stats, the penalties at 58 kind of drags that down. He's got 88 long shots. He's got 88 attacking position, 87 finishing. His shooting is realistically like 87. And then his pace here, he's got great acceleration, 85 sprint speed, evens out in the middle at 89, but that should be plenty enough. And on top of that, he's a great passer as well. Looking at the physicality stat, strength at 69, not the greatest. Going up against some fullbacks, he might be able to win that, but I've noticed that with Bernardo Silva, which is a card that I've used for a little bit, he doesn't have the greatest strength stat either. But given the fact that his dribbling stat is so good, he actually holds on to the ball when it comes to getting into tussles with other players. So I'm hoping Correa does the same thing if it comes down to it. Defensively, not the greatest, but we're not using him defensively. We're actually going to use him on the attack. So let's go ahead and grab the Correa for our squad. And I'm definitely not going to be using him in any SBC. I think this will be really fun for future squad builders and in the squad builder we're currently doing right now. So let's go ahead and grab that Correa. We're going to go ahead and slap him into the right wing position. I've got to position change him as well. And we can go ahead and add on any of the chemistry styles as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look up what the best chem style for Correa is. I'll add a chem style for Di Maria in the meantime as well, and then we'll hop in to our first match. Before we do that, we'll go over all the tactics as well. I've gone and moved my face cam a little bit out of the way for you guys, and I decided to give Correa a hawk because, as I said, giving that extra physicality could help. And then given the fact that we want to score some goals with him, some pace and some shooting as well. So I thought Hawk was good. For Di Maria, I was between Hunter and Engine. I went with Engine just because it was cheaper and I already had one. And that's why I went with that on Di Maria. So with the tactics, what we're going to do is we're actually going to switch up the formation. We'll switch it to the attacking formation. And what we're going to do is we're going to go with a 4-2-2. That's what I kind of like. You can also do a 4-2-3-1 if you would like. Or any sort of variation of this. There's a lot of different formations that might be able to fit this, maybe a 4-4-2 as well. It just depends on what you like to do. So go with whatever you think will be best for your play style. For me, we're going to go ahead and rock a 4-2-2. We're going to go ahead and throw Goncalo Guedes at left attacking mid. We're going to have Herrera play at the CDM spot alongside Carvalho. We're going to have Di Maria up at right wing, and then Guerrero is going to play left back for us. Carrera's already at that right back position we want. Lucas Hernandez and Langley at center backs, obviously. And if you guys wanted to, maybe put a super sub with your extra coins for Goncalo Guedes. I think he might be the weakest link for this team. So if you want to, after halftime, switch him out with somebody else, go for it. All right, that is what I would suggest if you've got some extra players in your club. But by this time in the game, you probably have 1 or 2 strikers that you might be able to throw in there for Guedes. And you could also move Griezmann or Correa down to the attacking midfield as well. When it comes to instructions, what I like to do is put cover center on both of my I like to put cover center on both of my center defensive mid players. So that's what we're going to do with Hector Herrera and William Carvalho. Now, the biggest issue I have here is Carvalho has 84 shooting. So I kind of want him to get forward. But then again, I also know he's not the greatest dribbler. So if he takes a shot, he's got really, really good shot power, like 98 shot power or something like that. And his overall shooting is like 84. So he can hit those long shots. But I still want him to stay back. So we're going to keep Carvalho on balanced attack, so he can get forward and get back. Hector Herrera, he's a great player going forward as well. But just to keep it a little bit more balanced, we're going to have him stay back while attacking. When it comes to the outside cams, what you're going to want to do is you're going to have them get into the box for cross. What this essentially does is it's a get in behind, but for the center attacking mids, because what you'll notice is that when you have the ball with maybe Guerrero or Carrera, you'll want them to make the run, and they're not going to do that unless you set get into the box for cross. It's a little bit of a weird one, but that's what I've noticed in the past when I didn't have it, and then when I changed it, they started making the runs that I wanted them to make. We can also have them come back on defense, but that also means that you're going to probably have to sub them out if they don't have the greatest stamina, which I'm pretty sure Di Maria and Goncalo Guedes have pretty average stamina. When it comes to the strikers, you can really do whatever fits your play style, but we're going to go for goal, so we're getting in behind for both of them, and that's going to finish it off for the instructions. You can change the tactics as well, drop back, maybe go a little bit sweaty if you want. Offensive style, I'm going to go ahead and throw it on balanced. You can go with 1 depth if you want. I wouldn't suggest it. Go with at least 3. Be a little bit decent. Yeah, something like that. Maybe we'll go with in our squad today, and let's go ahead and hop right into the game. All right, first match we're coming up against a interesting squad. Looks pretty meta, and then you get to Gianluigi Buffon and goalkeeper. Sadio Mane and Heung-min Son are going to be tough to defend. He's got that Jamie Vardy upgrade on the player of the month, as do I, but it's not on my bench. And then he's just got some good players in this team, but there's no reason that our 400k team shouldn't beat this guy's squad. Oh, Correa almost had the first goal of the game. Good save by Zero Chemistry, Gianluigi. All right, it's halftime, and not much happened. I'm not going to lie. We had a couple chances. Correa had a really good shot that was somehow saved by Buffon, but it's been a pretty even match so far. Could have been a couple goals on both sides. I think the biggest issue that we're currently having isn't from the attack, actually. Defensively, I think what we need to do is for Carrera, what we're wanting to do is we're going to have him stay back while attacking, just because that Mane is still super fast. Now, Carrera seems to be keeping up with them, but if I ever want to step up with Carrera, he doesn't have that mentality to get back on Mane, and we need that. So that's the only change I'm going to make in terms of tactics. Oh, a little bit of an AZ goal, but we'll take it. I mean, he is playing so drop back with everybody but one player. It is tough to get a goal. And who ended up putting that away? Correa took the shot. It deflected, went over to the striker, and it was actually Guedes, who I said was the maybe the weakest player in the team, has the only goal of this game. So that is surprising to me. But I'm happy. I'm happy that we got the goal there. That was really close. That was really, really close right there. Oh, is that on? No, I saw the run, but I think I played it a little bit too late. Love the overlapping runs from Guerrero. Love them. Don't love that pass, though. I'll take the foul. What are you talking about, ref? Oh my days! Guedes has both goals. He made a brilliant run. Griezmann found him on the pass, and he's got a brace. And we've got a rage quit in the first game. So 2-0, rage quit in the 85th minute. And I believe it was Guedes who scored that goal. Correa was on the far side as well. Now, Correa, pretty solid. I don't think I really lost the ball with Correa. I wish he would have made a little bit more runs, though. But yeah, we've got 2 goals for Guedes. It didn't count the assist for Correa because I believe it was a deflection, and then it did count the assist for Griezmann. Overall, when it comes to the best and worst players of the game, I don't think that these are completely accurate with the numbers. Personally, I think Rafael Guerreiro was amazing. I think he played left back like a beast. He was insane, and it only has a 6.9 for him. He had Dembele in his pocket. On the other hand, for Carrere, he was a little bit more shaky guarding Mane. I felt like his acceleration really couldn't keep up with Mane on those quick turns, but overall, he stopped him, other than one time Mane got him behind, which is all right. I mean, it's Mane. It's one of the better cards in the game. I think the center backs were perfect. Lucas Hernandez and Langlet literally couldn't have played better. Carvalho and Herrera. Carvalho, I thought, was great. Herrera, he was a little slow at times where, you know, when I'm using some of my players in my, you know, better teams that are worth, you know, upwards of like 5 million, I've got players that really always get back behind when you're chasing, and it forces them backwards. Herrera didn't do that every time, so I think what we might need to do is change the chemistry style in Herrera to something that gives him more pace. I think it might be important, but other than that, I thought it was pretty good from the entire team. A couple times I wanted to send in a right-footed cross with Di Maria, and I hesitated because he is only a 2-star weak foot. But his 5-star skills were nice. I think that overall I'm pretty happy with how this team played. And a couple changes I'd make, but overall, we won the game 2-0 with a rage quit. Can't ask for much more than that. Anyways, guys, if this video helped you guys out with building your squads, or if you enjoyed it at all, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to help me out. It would mean an absolute ton. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.